Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your October 2016 mid-month readings. I am still using the Gilded Tarot deck by artist Ciro Marchetti. And even though we're focusing more on the remainder of October than the month in its entirety, I'm still going to be using the same 8-card spread with an additional 9th card from the bottom of the deck as your crowning card, representing overall energy and advice for the reading. Excuse my coughing, I'm still at the tail end of this cold. As we always say, these are general readings. They're not going to resonate for everyone, and for some of you, they may not resonate at all. So make sure to check your rising and your moon sign as well. This video is for Cancer, so if Cancer is your primary sun sign, it may only resonate for you in one or two areas of your life, and your rising and your moon sign may resonate for you in other areas of your life. If you're like me, I watch all three to get as many pieces of the puzzle as I can to put together a cohesive picture of what lies ahead for the time span that the reading covers. So try to check all three if you can. Thank you for those of you who continue to watch and follow and listen and share and like so faithfully, and welcome to those of you who are new. Keep the comments coming. I always say you guys are brilliant with the comments. I love reading the feedbacks on how the readings play out for you in your lives, both the ones that you put on the feedback videos themselves and the ones that some of you take the time to send via email. I appreciate the time you take at all to comment on the videos, and thank you for giving me the specifics for those of you who do. Thank you always as well to those of you who continue to reach out for one-on-one readings with me. They're my favorite things to do. I love doing personal readings. It's an honor and a pleasure always to read for you, and I'm grateful for the trust that you place in me to interpret and intuit the cards for you. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me and you've not read with me before, you can click on the little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage, which will give you a little more information in detail and my contact information. You can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to do a reading for you. Turnaround time, which I'm always asked about, is anywhere from 2 or 3 days up to a week and a half to 2 weeks, but almost always within 2 weeks we can schedule something for you. I do readings full-time, 6 days a week, so I'm able to get back with you quite quickly and set something up depending on what you're asking for. I do readings recorded and also live via phone and Skype. So if you're interested, send me an email and we'll set something up. Thank you also to my regular clients for allowing me to be a part of the chapters of your life as they continue to unfold. And thank you for the regular updates that you send me so that I can see how those readings are continuing to unfold in your lives. So enough with all of that. Thank you for all your support and feedback, and let's move right into this reading. This is for Cancer for October 2016 mid-month. God, Spirit, Angels, Guides, show me the energies for the water sign of Cancer. Cancer the Crab for the remainder of October 2016. What do they need to see? What do they need to hear? What do they need to know about the remainder of October 2016? Guidance, feedback, advice, any messages from Spirit for Cancer the Crab for the remainder of October 2016. Cancer, October 2016, mid-month. Okay. Okay, Cancer. We begin with the King of Cups, followed by Death, Transformation. The World, followed by the Four of Swords. The Five of Swords, followed by the Fool. And the Star, followed by the Six of Swords. You have both my favorite cards, the Star and the Fool. 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards. Cancer. You know, I'm almost done doing all the mid-month signs, and I have to tell you, the energies have been a lot more intense than I anticipated them to be. A lot of endings, beginnings, and transformation happening as well in the remainder of October 2016. So from the bottom of the deck, oops, we had 3 cards flip out. Let me take a look at them. The Queen of Cups came first, and then Strength and the Six of Cups. I'm going to hold with all three of these. I usually only pull one crowning card, but you had three come right out. I feel like they all belong together. That makes 5 major arcana cards. Cancer. Wow. Pretty impactful few weeks coming up. Let's just take a look. Really beautiful energy of transformation, endings, new beginnings, which of course always follow endings. But like a lot of the other signs for the mid-month readings, a sense of triumph and completion over difficult struggles, painful struggles from the past, either recent past or long ago past. And for you, it's actually from the past. Your crowning cards. I'm actually going to start with your crowning cards. A lot of healing energy, moving away from troubled times. So your crowning cards, you had three come out. Um, we had the Queen of Cups first, and then Strength, and then the Six of Cups. So the Queen of Cups can represent you. It can represent another water sign individual in your life who's playing a significant role over the next few weeks for you. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, water sign, sun, moon, or rising. It's showing up as a queen, but it can also represent a male as well, although I think for a lot of you it is a female. Queens and kings represent older, more mature, reflective individuals who've reached the mastery of their suit. This is the Queen of Cups, which is governed by the element of water, your element. And the suit of cups rules our feelings, emotions, relationships, and love. The Queen of Cups would be a very loving, very nurturing, very intuitive sort of individual, great source of emotional support, feedback, and advice. Very intuitive individual as well, always knows the right thing to say. This, again, can represent another person in your life who's kind of playing a significant role over the next couple of weeks. And it's also advice about intuition and and actually touching base with your feelings, your deepest feelings and intuitions about something and allowing them to lead you. Taking a time out to kind of step back to see how you really honestly feel about the place that you are in your life right now and allowing your intuitive ability to kind of lead you through that, as you are a very intuitive sign anyway. However that plays out, it's going to split for, depending on who's watching. Right next to that, we have Strength, Major Arcana card. This is a card of strength, inner empowered strength. This is the kind of strength that comes from having gone through something and finding yourself on the other side. Strength, wisdom, insight, clarity, and it looks like you're at a point of completion. Um, Something has come to an end in your life. I think for a lot of you, it's been a struggle because I'm feeling triumph and victory over something. And what that something is, of course, is going to play out differently for a lot of you. But the strength card represents what you get from going through that. It represents um, sometimes it represents strength that's going to be required of you, but strength that you already possess and what you're going to get through this healing process. Strength represents a sense of self acceptance, too, of having the courage to face your doubts, fears, insecurities, your demons, if you will, and face them, go through them, and finding yourself on the other side with this strength, which is what allows this woman to stride forward so courageously into the future in motion with her head up high because she has tamed this wild beast, which is symbolic for, again, fears, doubts, insecurities, working through her own issues or his own issues and coming through the other side with this strength, this courage, and this wisdom, which carries her through into the future. Beautiful energy and beautiful advice as well. Pairs really great with the energy of the Queen of Cups. And then we have the Six of Cups. Which is a card about the past. The Six of Cups is a card of reminiscence, nostalgia, looking back to childhood, happier times. It can also represent travel back to see your parents, relatives, travel back to the place that you grew up in, roots of origin. It can represent for some of you someone from the past coming up in your life again. It could be this water sign person, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But I feel like for a lot of you watching that whatever it is that you've been through, struggled with, that you've achieved this sense of triumph and completion over. Um, have such beautiful, empowered energy is about the past. I feel like some of you have come to a final closure and completion of healing about something in the past. It's taken a tremendous amount of strength, and you've gained a tremendous amount of strength and wisdom and insight from it as well. Really, there has been a victory of some kind. Um, I feel like it's been something painful for you, but it's kind of like an old wound which has refused to heal for a long time, but now finally is. You're moving through and away from that. We have a couple of cards in the spread too that represent rest, respite, restoration, withdrawing from conflict, and moving on into a healing period. 2, 3 cards that represent that quite strongly. Um, for some of you, it could be having gone through a long and difficult illness as well, healing from that. It looks like you're going through a transformational process, or you're in the middle. Actually, not even in the middle. I feel like yes, you're going through a transformative period. Something which this experience you've gone through, which you've come to this sense of completion and healing, has been very transformational for you. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's one of the primary manifestations of this transformation is in how you see yourself. That you finally come to a place where you're acknowledging how far you've come, how much you've accomplished, and kind of seeing yourself through new eyes. For some of you, and this is pretty specifically oriented towards a few of you, you have come to a final healing stage of something from your past, which I feel has caused you to, for a long time, to look at yourself uh, as having less value than you do. And perhaps some of you have been through maybe some therapy recently. You're just it's as if you're looking at something that's very old and cobwebby, and you finally had the strength to look at it head on, accept it for what it was. For some of you, I feel like you came out of a past which was very difficult, and that you were hurt or betrayed by somebody or somebodies. It could be in the recent past or the very long ago childhood past, and you've recognized that you've done a lot of work to recover from that. That it wasn't your fault, and you're actually seeing yourself, embracing yourself, living in a more elevated sense of self-acceptance and acknowledgement for the value of the human being that you are, the beauty and value of the human being that you are. Again, that feels very specifically oriented to some people who are recovering from childhood issues. Uh, the King of Cups, which came out first with death and transformation, that's kind of where I'm feeling the strongest level of this energy from. You're really coming into your own, because I'm feeling this primarily as your energy, this King of Cups individual, representing somebody who's very emotionally balanced, which this King of Cups is, because he's reached the master of his suit, which is emotions, feelings, relationships, love. In other tarot decks, I've seen this King of Cups sitting on his throne in the middle of a body of water, and all around him the water is very choppy and wavy and turbulent and chaotic, but he's sitting on his throne very cool, very calm, very serene. It's about, again, reaching a place where you finally have achieved some kind of emotional balance and self-acceptance that stemmed from something that you've struggled to overcome from your past. And the whole experience has been and is continuing to be very transformative, but a major cycle in your life, a major, I think for some of you, belief system or way you've had of looking at yourself in connection with overcoming stuff from your past, has been very transformational in how you see yourself. It's kind of this very loud message I'm getting. And it could be from childhood. It could be from, I feel like for a lot of you, it's relationship oriented. Um, it could be romance based relationships, or for some of you, I think it's family as well. You can apply the same energy to, job and career, the more Pentacles energy, kind of tangible, rooted. Um, about job and career path, you could be going through a rather transformative shift from that, maybe perhaps ending a certain career path in your life and pursuing, which hasn't served you very well, and pursuing one that's more fulfilling to you. Although, to be honest, I'm not really getting, I mean, you don't have any Pentacles cards here, and I'm not really feeling much of that energy. So if you're looking for something that resonates more in that area of your life, I suggest you check your rising and your moon sign as well. So this message kind of continues in the next combination of cards. We have the World and we have the Four of Swords. The World is another card of completion, of feeling on its surface, on top of the world, a sense of achievement. But that sense of achievement, the foundation of it is rooted in completion about something from the past. And again, you do have that energy from the past. And again, I feel like for a lot of you, it's a long ago past, or something that you've struggled with for quite a long time. And you finally managed to close the door on it, a sense of achievement, significant and profound sense of self-awareness, self-acknowledgement, and self-empowerment. Again, along with that strength card, it's about having climbed a mountain or struggled for a long time with an issue, which has been a primary source of pain in your life, and finally getting to a point where you've f- not only completed and ended that cycle, but actually acknowledging the work that you've done to actually do that, and feeling a sense of self empowerment, and really looking at yourself with acceptance and value of the beauty of the human being that you are, if that makes sense to you. That World card is paired with the Four of Swords, swords being governed by the element of air. It's all about our words, ideas, belief systems, outlooks, mental perspectives, objectives, how we look at things, and what we believe. The Four of Swords is a card of rest and respite. It's a card that represents withdrawing from conflict, to take a much needed break, to go within, to rest, recuperate on a mental, emotional, and physical level as well. For some of you, this is going to represent that, paired with that World card, that you finally come to a place, again, that sense of of closure, that sense of completion, and you're finally able uh, to have that respite. But I feel like for a lot of you, it's deeper, it's more emotional. You've just come to a place where finally you're able to put something to rest, and you're in that kind of healing, respite, healing, from within energy. For some of you, this can represent that whatever it is that you've been through and you've achieved this beautiful triumph and achievement over, it's taken quite a bit out of you, and you need to take a break, take some time, to withdraw. If you can, carve out a niche of time to withdraw from maybe your day-to-day normal routine, um, to get some rest and respite, healing, take care of yourself. Um, And paired with the Six of Cups too, some of you may be taking some time out to take a trip that's for the purposes of rejuvenation, rest, relaxation as well. And that trip you're taking, perhaps you're going back to see parents or relatives, or back to where you grew up with. But the whole point of the trip is to get away, to get some rest, to recuperate from something. Now, right next to that, we have the Five of Swords paired with the Fool card. Love that Fool card. The Five of Swords is a card of, on its surface, of victory. Sometimes this can represent a rather shallow kind of victory, won in a series of continuous battles. But I feel like for you, Cancer, again, it's just an echo of whatever it is that you've been through, that you're coming to this stage of completion on. Um, it's been hard won. It's cost quite a bit, because the Five of Swords often comes with the question, is something worth it? Is it something, worth continuing to invest in because the cost has been so high. You can see that this man has just completed a battle, kind of like this Four of Swords individual who's just finished a battle is taking a time out because he needs to rest and recuperate. This man has just finished a battle and he's won. His opponents or enemies are obviously defeated on the ground behind him. He's gathered up all their swords and he's holding his own aloft in victory. But it's cost him quite a bit. It hasn't been without cost. The colors are still kind of murky and a bit grim. He looks tired, defeated, worn out, exhausted. He's wounded. He's bleeding from a little cut on his forehead. This battle has obviously cost him quite a bit. Whatever it is that you've been through, Cancer, you have achieved that victory, that sense of completion over it. You have won, but it looks like it's taken quite a bit out of you. But again, I feel like you've also gained quite a bit from it as well. But I'm getting kind of the advice too. It's time to kind of acknowledge what you've done. Take some time out to kind of rest and recuperate and recharge your mental, emotional, and spiritual self as well, in whatever manner that you actually do that. Some of you, this may be taking a trip. Some of you may be taking a trip to put the final closure on something in your past. But again, it's about healing, rest, recuperation, and acknowledging how far you've come and the work that you've put into this. It's all about new beginnings from here on out. That Five of Swords is paired with the Fool. This is brand new beginnings. This is the beginning of the beginnings, that point in the journey where you haven't taken the first step yet, where everything is possible, anything is possible. The Fool is here to remind us too that while it's good and appropriate to have a destination and to set our goals and to work towards those goals, that the true beauty and joy and lessons and value is in the journey itself, in every step of the journey itself, which is what the Fool is focused on, not so much the destination and the goal, but in the joy and sometimes the sorrow and the lessons learned, the value he gains on the path itself. He doesn't worry about getting to his destination. He has the childlike faith and confidence that he'll get to where he needs to go in the manner in which he needs to get there and the timing he's supposed to get there. And he's all about living each moment, each day as it comes. This is also a card that encourages you to step out of your comfort zone and take a risk. It's definitely time for new beginnings because you've reached this point of closure, of completion and triumph over struggle, and it's all about now moving forward into your future, a new beginning. And for some of you, this may represent you may have an opportunity to have a new beginning in a with something, with someone, or a situation, or a job, or career path, or a relationship, or something that something about it is maybe new and different and you're a little nervous about it, or maybe you feel a little held back, but the Fool is saying step out of your comfort zone. it's 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 quite okay and sometimes even necessary to step outside our comfort zone and take a risk to achieve to begin this brand new journey that you're on. Because whatever it is that you've just come through, it's kind of it's kind of cleared the path. That's part of what that death transformation card is too. It's about the complete ending of something, a portion of your life. It kind of death transformation kind of comes in and rips everything out by the roots, particularly things from the past which no longer belong there, and it lays a bare ground so that you can begin building again. So the ground is cleared for you to have these new beginnings. It's time to move forward. And it healing. You have a lot of like these healing transformation cards. Pretty intense, but in a lovely kind of way. The Fool is asking you to take a step out on this new path to begin a new journey, even if you're a little afraid of doing it. The last combination of cards after that, at the either towards the end of October 2016, it's a Star card, starting this new journey with hope and faith. It's a great follow-up to the Fool card, paired with the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is another card like the Four of Swords. It's a card of healing, rest, recuperation, progressively. The Four of Swords is, you have the Four of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Six of Swords. You can see this progression. The Four of Swords is taking a time out from conflict, withdrawing from conflict. Um, to rest, recuperate, kind of go within, figure out how to kind of finish things. You have the Five of Swords here where he's gone back into battle and he has won. It's cost him quite a lot, but he has finally achieved his victory. And then we have the Six of Cups here where it's a minor echo of kind of the Death card. The bottom's been reached. Like whatever the source of pain and challenge and struggle with, it's over. The worst has already happened. The bottom's already reached. This is a card of healing. It's a slow, kind of quieter, more somber feeling, but still positive. It's about that transitional energy of moving through this. We had a battle. We struggled and fought and struggled and fought. We took a break from that. We went back in. We finally won, achieved our victory. That sense of closure, completion, death, and transformation. Kind of ripped everything out, laid the ground bare for new beginnings. The Six of Swords is a card of healing, that transitional energy where you're not at that final healed, everything's done point, um, but you've accomplished everything that you need to move through that. The major challenge is over. The battle has been fought, and now it's about healing, which is what this card is about. The transitional energy of that healing process, that healing journey for you. And you're being asked to have hope and faith on that journey as you move away from this. For some of you, it's, what you've struggled through may have challenged your hope and faith or caused you to, from time to time, feel like you lost your hope and faith, both in your connection with Source and in your future path. If your future path was even going to play out positively for you, am I ever going to have happiness and joy in my life? The Star card is asking you to have hope and faith in that. The Star card is saying, yes, this is wish fulfillment. The path in front of you is bright and hopeful. The universe loves you and, of course, wants nothing more than your joy and fulfillment. And even if you can't see the path in front of you, or more than just one more step in front of you, this is a card that says, have the hope and faith that it is there. And like the Fool, just keep putting one foot in front of the other and walk this path. This is also a card of peace, restoration, and healing, but primarily faith and confidence. You can see this woman is kneeling in this body of water, and she's completely naked from the waist up, which implies a strong, a high level of self-acceptance with herself, with her situation, with feeling like everything is as it's supposed to be at its proper time, understanding that divine timing and orchestration is always in play, and resting in that and allowing that to lead her, putting one foot in front of the other, even if she can't see. All of the path laid out in front of her, being in complete acceptance of where she is in this place in her life. It's a great accompaniment to that Star card as well. She's pouring her pictures out into the water. She's completely emptying her own water out with perfect faith and perfect confidence that her pictures will be restored when she needs them to be, because the Source itself is limitless. She knows she's going to be taken care of, because she has that kind of trust and hope and faith in her future, in the connection with divine and divine timing orchestration. She knows it's going to play out as long as she continues to do everything that's in front of her to do. It's a beautiful, beautiful energy. And there's a strong element of healing in this too. I often see the Star card come up when somebody's gone through a long illness and they're just beginning to recover, when somebody went through a really bad breakup. And one day they walk out the front door and realize that the sun is still shining, life is still meant to be lived, and the healing process, moving through the healing process. This card has come up when people have gone through something traumatic or challenging in their lives, and they went through kind of this long struggle period, and then they finally kind of got a grip on it. And this is a card which represents that part where that place where you kind of wake up and realize kind of a renewed sense of hope and faith again. And moving forward, maybe not knowing what the future holds, not maybe seeing everything, but putting one foot in front of the other and trusting that it's going to unfold in the manner that it needs to be, and that includes your joy and fulfillment as well. Beautiful energy. A lot of cards that echo this same energy. Absolutely lovely. The major arcana cards are profound. Death, transformation, the world, success and achievement, the Fool, brand new beginnings, have hope, faith, take a risk. The Star card, healing, restoration, hope and faith, strength. Yeah, whatever you've been through, it looks like you have worked really hard. And even if you can't see what's in front of you, move forward on that path. Just put one foot in front of the other, Cancer, because it's already been worked out. You just need to walk the path that's in front of you and try to have hope and faith. Take care of yourself too. It looks like it's been a challenge for you, and try and carve out some extra time over the next couple of weeks or so to again recharge and rejuvenate in whatever manner that you do that in. For some of you, that's going to be traveling. So yeah. A lovely reading. It feels like you're at the energy where you've just come through something, or you've just hit that point where you realize the worst is over, and the healing time is now. You're in this healing time. So kind of a more quiet, serene, healing kind of mode. Take care of yourself for the next few weeks, Cancer. Allow yourself to be taken care of. If you have good friends or a good partner, good support system around you, now is the time to kind of lean on that. So lovely, Cancer. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading, Cancer. I hope that you found it useful, that it's brought you some insight and clarity and wisdom, which it looks like you've attained a great deal of already. I thank you very much for watching. And again, if any of you are interested in a personal reading, you can click on that little About button on my channel's homepage. And you can always email me directly at Maggie, the number one, McGuire at gmail.com. I would be happy to work with you. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the November 2016 general readings. And until then, as always, Cancer, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.